My name is Priscilla Pfeiffer, and welcome to Spark Your Inner Fire, a podcast for artists, performers, and closet creatives. You bring a lighter, and I'll bring the fuel. It's time to spark your inner fire. Hey everyone, Priscilla here. I wanted to jump on and talk about ideas. So there are two incidences that happen with my ideas. There are times when I feel sort of writer's block or I don't even know where to begin, right? Like the inspiration isn't coming. And there are tricks to deal with that. And I'll talk about that in another episode. But today I want to talk about when you have too many ideas. And if you're creative, you absolutely deal with this where it's just too many ideas, like slow it down, like brain, stop thinking about so many things. Like, this is great, but can you just like drip it out a little bit slower so that I can execute an idea and then move on? Have you ever dealt with this? I deal with it all the time. And it happens to be so that a lot of my ideas come at night, be 2, 3 in the morning, and my brain just doesn't want to shut off. And that's when the best ideas come. But it can get overwhelming. It can get extremely overwhelming, especially if you're not able to produce and act on the ideas as quickly as they're coming, or you try to act on all of them at once, quickly as you can. And that is when burnout happens. Creative burnout. Now, I think it's really important that we're continually acting on our ideas, doing something in that pathway, in that direction towards one of our ideas. Sometimes it could be hard to know which ideas to execute on, right? Like, which one of these is the best idea? For one, I think it's extremely important for creatives to have an ongoing hub of sorts, an idea hub, where your ideas live. Because early on, when I'm still trying to get the hang of all this creativity thing, what do I do with all these ideas? They would be scattered everywhere. Somewhere on my phone, somewhere in this app, somewhere in that app, somewhere on pieces of Post-it notes laying everywhere, somewhere in notebooks that I had gathered from various workshops and various classes I went to, that everything just was spread out, right? There was no one hub for everything. And that could get overwhelming because, okay, I want to act an idea. Now I've got to go through 10 books of notes and my phone apps and these Post-it notes and some journals I have from a couple years ago. Like, I know some great ideas lived in there too. And it becomes extremely overwhelming. Too many ideas. Too many. Stop giving me ideas. No, not really. Keep giving me ideas, but slow it down, right? So everybody's going to be a little bit different when it comes to how you like to store your ideas. For me, what I found to be the most effective is storing them on my phone. I love writing and I love getting a piece of paper and a pen and getting my ideas out that way. But I found that I can't search through those ideas that I write down. If you've got thousands of ideas that just kind of come to you and are coming out, then I found it helpful to be able to search those ideas. Okay, what did I previously think of that is in this category? Let's group them all together now. So even when there's times when I write it down on paper, like sometimes I'll take a walk and I won't bring my phone because I don't want distractions, but I'll bring a pad of paper and a pen, just a pad of paper and a pen, to write down ideas, because that's where a lot of my ideas live, in nature, when I'm exploring, walking, getting my mind off, changing my surroundings, doing a state change. So these ideas will come, I'll start writing. Sometimes it's through poetry. Sometimes it's just a list of things that are coming to me. Sometimes I can't even write them down quick enough. It's an awesome feeling, but I go back to, when I get back to my office, I go in, I gather those thoughts and I put them into a digital form. Why do I do this? Because eventually you're going to want to act on those things. Not surprisingly, a lot of the ideas that I have, I'll go back to my notes. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wrote down this idea a year ago. And to me, I was like, wow, this is brilliant. Like, this is a great idea that I had already thought of. It was almost like the idea is like nagging you. Like, hey, you forgot about me. Hey, you forgot to work on me. You didn't start me. Come on, it's time to create. And those little ideas can be really, really nagging. like a 2-year-old tugging on your pants, like, come on, I want to go outside. I want to go outside. Play with me. That's the first part of this, is having an idea hub. Finding that one spot that no matter how the ideas come in, you go back and you organize it in such a way. Because I know creatives, you have organized chaos in your head. It's just like, no, I work better in messy. That's how I do my best work. I don't know about that. I used to think so, but I find that when I am organized, my thoughts are organized, my space is organized, that clears out the way for more creativity to flourish. That's also a topic for another day. But you have your creative hub that you can organize your thoughts. And then second, you work on those ideas. You have to be continually moving forward in your ideas. Otherwise, you either become stagnated, become used to the day-to-day, and you're not challenged, because your fear-based mind does not want you to work on those new things. It doesn't like new things. It doesn't like change. It wants to just keep doing what it's always done. And then your creative critic, yeah, that's a part of your brain. Your creative critic wants to tell you, oh, well, I don't think it's ready. I don't think that's good enough yet. Don't work on that. You're not quite ready. You should probably learn more about that first. I mean, that other person's really good at that one thing that you want to make. So you probably just shouldn't start it until you're ready. Does this sound familiar? Ugh, the creative critic's a jerk. And he's like best friends with fear. They're up there, best buds, just collaborating to screw you. Jerks. But I'm not going to cut them off. They're there for a reason. I appreciate your input. If a bear is chasing me, I really want you to jump in. If there is actually a terrible idea I shouldn't go through with, yeah, I appreciate if you could jump in and that source of wisdom, that friendly criticism there. There is a difference between the friendly criticism, the criticism that can help us grow, and we can look at our ideas and where is there room for growth? Where can I make this better? How can I make this better? There's always room for that. So if we don't create those ideas, then either stagnation comes or utter defeat, because you don't know which one to do and you just throw your hands up and you're like, forget it, I'll just do it later. And that's the jerk creative critic winning. So I want to encourage you not to allow yourself to become stagnated and allow that creative criticism, that creative critic in your head to stop you from creating. Pick one idea, one. What did I say? One, not two, one idea, and expand on it. One idea, nurture it. Because your ideas can get jealous. They get jealous of each other, and then they compete with one another and they start contradicting each other. They're like little ideas fighting up there, and then it's like your creative critic's like yelling at them, like, get in line, you're out of line, you're trying to change us and make her do something that she doesn't want to do. So can you stop talking? I just made characters for my ideas. They're so cute. So pick one idea and nurture it. And don't move on until it's done. And I promise you, this overwhelm of these ideas that come all the time, they'll start to taper off. That doesn't mean that you're not going to get ideas. I know that's a fear for some people. Well, what if I run out of ideas? What if I run out of ideas? Like, what do I do? That's not going to happen, because creativity is a muscle. So the more you use it, the more will come, the easier it will come, and the faster it will come. And you have to trust that it will come in the time that it's needed to create it. Trust it. The more you create, the stronger the creative muscle will be. And it's very important that when you find that idea, you pick the one idea, which one? The one. The two, no, the one idea, that you stay focused on it. It's really easy to get distracted. It's so easy because it's called shiny yellow object syndrome. And I have it all the time because I love learning. I'm like a lifelong learner. So I'm like, ooh, what else can I learn? Oh, I should research that. And I get distracted from focusing on my one thing in front of me. And that one thing might take a day. It might take 2, it might take a couple weeks, but check it off. Finish it. Finish it. The feeling of done feels so good. So give your ideas that crazy creative character in your head. Give it the satisfaction of completing it. It will be so happy and it'll be jumping up and down. Your creative critic will be like, fine, you've defeated me. And the more you defeat it, the easier it will be to defeat it the next time. So go show creative critic who's boss and have fun. It's Priscilla Pfeiffer. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please subscribe, leave a comment so I can reach more people like you. And go to sparkyourinnerfire.com. I have a special gift for you. Go check it out.